Hello, this is an introductory video for my course on English literature, which is aimed at high school or university students, and I'll put it on my YouTube channel and on my website. In this introductory video, I'm going to explain why I think it's valuable to study English literature and how best to do so. So why study English? Well, beyond reasons such as it will improve your ability to understand ideas and understand texts, and your ability to analyse them, and improve your thinking and writing and communication skills, all of which are, of course, very important in the world of work, English literature is also worth studying for its own sake. And this is because the texts that you'll be set to study for your school or university exams will all be texts that are in some way of literary merit. They're canonical texts. They're texts which the greatest minds of today or the greatest minds of yesterday thought were worth studying. And they were worth studying because they have something to say. And it's not just what they have to say, but also how they say it. These texts have been popular with readers throughout generations because what they have to say is of value. And your examiners will have chosen texts which not only have great themes and ideas, but they've also used inventive and artistic techniques to convey those ideas. Texts are valuable to study because they put characters in particular circumstances which test them. And we can then make judgments either about the characters or the society, which inform our views about what characters or society should be like. And a canonical work has survived because it's not trivial, because it resonated with people and it will reveal deep psychological or social truths to its readers. You can see this process at work in any canonical text. Take a novel like Thomas Hardy's Tess of the d'Urbervilles, for instance. This is regularly set for 17 and 18-year-olds to study in the UK. This novel, written in the 1890s, centres on a poor working-class girl, an agricultural labourer, who's described in the subtitle of the novel as a pure woman. But she's placed in a society where she's exploited and misused throughout the novel by different men. First by the rakish Alec, who lusts after her and pressurises her until she gets pregnant, and then by the apparently good-natured Angel Clare, who marries her but then flies off to Brazil without her when he hears that she's had a relationship before him, even though he's also had a relationship. So the main theme here is how women are unfairly treated by men in this hypocritical Victorian society. There's obviously a great deal more detail to this theme in the novel, and Hardy explores many different forces in Tess's world which contribute to her fate. You'd also need to look at how the novel tells its story, how it's structured, like a tragedy, for example, but a tragedy where the flaws are placed in the society as well as in the characters. Or you could look at the use of imagery and setting in the novel. Tess at one point is shown to be as insignificant as a fly on a billiard table. And she's just as much damaged by the unruly natural garden where she first meets Angel as she is by the ordered, controlled garden where Alec first forces a strawberry into her mouth. In fact, it's interesting, the imagery. There's imagery of pricking and penetration throughout the novel, and very central descriptions of Tess herself, almost as if Hardy's trying to make the reader complicit in the act of gazing upon her, and that makes some readers feel more emotionally involved in the story and more alert to how the acts of gazing and lusting after women are instrumental in creating unequal power relations. So the visual point of view can be important, whether you're looking at a character up close, looking directly into their mouth, or whether you're looking at a character as an insignificant fly on a landscape. The narrative point of view is also important. How much do we side with the narrator? How much do we fully agree with the narrator? and their version of the story, or do we think the narrator's view is problematic, unreliable, or prejudiced in some way? This is closely related to the question of the novel's tone. Is the novel being serious and straightforward, or is there some intended irony or satire, for example? Novels also have key moments which raise questions about ideas and values in the particular context in which the novel is set. When the red threshing machine in Tess of the D'Urbervilles arrives at the farm late on in the novel, and takes over the rhythm of the workers' lives, this raises questions about whether industrialisation has gone too far. Now, in English literature, you study more than just novels. You'll study poems, plays, and short stories, and you might also study other types of literary non-fiction as well. And the kind of things you look out for when you're studying these different genres is admittedly a bit different to the items on this list, but this list is a good starting point. There are also different kinds of novel as well. A romantic novel, for example, is very different from a modernist novel. But for most novels, a good place to begin is to examine what the characters are like and how they respond to others and to their social circumstances, and then fit that in with how the story is told. And then you'll learn a good deal about the values that the characters and the society are endorsing, and whether as a reader the novel is encouraging you to agree with or challenge these values and ways of being. And that will enable you to draw up some clear views about the main themes of the novel. Okay, that's it. I will do some more videos that go into this in more detail for different genres, but for now I hope at least you found this a useful introduction. Goodbye.